So if I get done with this... Oh, hey, never mind, okay. I was gonna say something along the lines, if I get done with the story and no one's here, I'm getting off. Someone's here. How's it going, Emmy? I honestly thought my community was dying. That nobody liked me anymore. What a silly thought, huh? What a silly thought. What about... Yeah, I thought, you know, my community was just sort of dying off. I don't know, am I struggling to get new people? Everything's doing just fine, I just need to be patient. You know me, always anxious about things. Oh, well, sorry, what about you? How are you doing, Ben? I'm doing well, I've had someone request my story, the link to my, book that I read from, it was nice. It was my wife, she specifically requested that I give her the link to my, story, which was interesting. I'll need to come to find out that she wanted it so she could read the stories because she really liked my stories. And, okay. Okay, so my stories aren't bad? I guess if people are coming to me asking, to read them, they can't be bad, right? Guess so good, I guess. Oh, big old typey tape. I'll have to read it over here. It's gonna be great. People will be coming from all over the world to watch your stream. Your stories are amazing. I think that might be my key sort of aspect. I mean, granted, my Minecraft videos do amazing comparatively, but I think that might be my key aspect, storytelling. If people are coming to my Minecraft videos, I think my key aspect is storytelling. Perhaps I should weave my key aspect into what's getting the eyes, what's getting attention. Weave storytelling to Minecraft. Interesting concept. I'd have to work with that. I've got a few things up my sleeve at the moment when it comes to spooky things in Minecraft, so maybe that's possible. Maybe that's entirely possible. But that way I'd get everyone interested in my storytelling when story night comes along. Yeah. That sounds so fun. Okay. It was either fast or fun. I was kind of guessing, but yeah. The screen where the text first appears on is very small compared to the chat window. So sometimes there's a misreading. I have to wait till it gets to this window. Oh, my neighbors. You know, that's a really... That grill's really close to that, trash can. I'm kind of worried. Ah. So yeah, I have a collection. I'll be rereading those Herd Beasts of Fur and Claw, because I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you didn't catch that, Emmy. It's a it's one of my shortest writings, and then I'll be reading some ghost stories and maybe some SCPs. I didn't have too much difficulty reading those today, but that's all starting in 4 minutes. If you don't mind, I need to get a few things ready. You didn't. Yeah. That's okay. I'll be rereading a story. To be fair, I wrote this story right after my cats ate my headphones, so there may be some unnecessary, aggressive thoughts towards cats. I apologize, but it works out beautifully, if you ask me. I'll be right back in 3 minutes. Thank you very much for the patience. And I promise you, You will not be disappointed. Hello and welcome back. Deepest apologies about my departure for a few minutes. I felt it best to gather a few things that would be required for tonight's readings. As promised, to begin with, we will speak of the horrid beasts of fur and claw from the many gifts of Tih'tulkd by H.J. Bendele. I will begin my reading. Never keep a cat. They are mean, smelly, and leave their mark everywhere. But most importantly, they are our enemies. Their eyes that can see into the folds we hide in, their claws that can rip into us, and their love for our food. They starve us, keep us from eating what is rightfully ours. You see, cats, all cats, from the smallest house cats to the proudest lioness, is a mark of the one who seared away our masters. It took so much of our powers away. That one that sealed away our masters still watch over their own mark, and act on those horrid cats is to act on that one, and call down our own fate, and that no other but that one ourselves are to blame for. And those cats know this, and they use this. We've been hungry for so long, as those marks upon these lands of this world have spread to most homes, and the prey we hunger for move closer and closer together. It is no longer enough that one does not own a cat. Now we're much worried about whether the home next to our prey owns one of those unwelcome guests. We can no longer hunt freely, sink our teeth in the nearest child as we please. Watch as fathers and mothers cry out in fear. Now that has stopped, because of those horrible, despicable cats. Never keep one in your home. Let us eat freely again. We want to feast on you. Please let us fill our hunger with your children and love. Let us feast once again. End our pain. And that was Those Horrid Beasts of Fur and Claw by H.J. Bendele, found in The Many Gifts of Tih'tulkd. I hope you appreciate that one. There's a few more stories, and maybe we'll touch on a few of those. Maybe pulling from my wife's most favorites, which seems to either be a ghost stories or a finding of Glendon Za, which is quite interesting because both of those were kind of on my bottom tier list. She loves them. Okay, that's pretty cool. I am not in the reading list. I am in the pre-stream. Sorry about that. Nice, that was so good. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, we are being visited by the one that appreciates my stories. Hold on. And they're gone. Okay. They saw that I was streaming and didn't want to interrupt me. How sweet of my lovely, amazing wife. So now we are on the SCP homepage. Deepest apologies that you missed out on my face reading that story. I'm sure it was not much of a matter to you. Let's see. This is when SCPs were really popular. One of Mind. Okay. That sounds like Hive Mind thing. Memory Merchant. Interesting. 3 split seconds. What an interesting collection of stories and opportunities. I love sites like this. I wish there were more. I wish there was a site for like ghost stories and eldritch stories and things like that. If there was one of these for like eldritch creatures, I would 100%. I would 100% write for it. I'm thinking about locating an eldritch horror magazine and putting some things in publish. That'd be interesting. Maybe we could get the cats out. You will be free. Shash lantern. Okay. Drown. Interesting. Kind of picked. If you ever have a suggestion, please let me know. I believe I've already done the one you gladly suggested in the past. I can't remember the exact number, but it's a happy blob. A happy, I think, orange or yellow blob. I did that before. I can't remember its number. If you ever got a suggestion, please come forward and tell me. I'm happy to hear them. And, yeah. Wow, seems a bit long. SCP-999, yeah, I read that one in the past. It was a cute one. It was a cute one. I think it might be a bit lengthy for me nowadays because, well, I've become a bit of a dum-dum. Okay. The portrait. 999, 99. Oops. Oops. And we want to be at BRB. You know what was a really cool one? The endless IKEA one. That one was so interesting. The tickle monster, there it is. Emmy's giving me a few seconds. I think Emmy might be the only one watching. So I'm gonna take a few seconds to do a little bit of hydrating. I really should have muted myself for that. You all probably heard the sound of my water bottle, and that was probably quite unpleasant. My apologies. So I have a collection of A Demon or Whatever It Was Part 2. My childhood home. Halloween Ghost. How long is this one? Not that long. Let's have a look. I'm gonna read this one real quick. Halloween Ghost. It's Halloween evening, or the day before. I was around 7 or 8, I can't fully remember. I was standing in my living room with my friends and brother. There were 5 of us, all watching out the window, porch. Again, the memory is extremely foggy and has changed over time as my twin and I have recalled it differently over the years. It was very dark, around 9 in the evening, when we saw a blue, glowing figure floating up the road. I always remember seeing a classic cartoon ghost, like one you would see in Mario. But a part of me also remembered an old 17th century man in nightwear. But I think this is because that's what my brother also saw, and has changed my perception of what I saw over the years. Anyways, it floated up the road for about 10 meters and vanished behind a streetlight. We were baffled. The weird thing is that I can't recall before or after just what when we saw it. And I've tried to ask others about it in the past, but they've seemed dismissive. Maybe they've forgotten? These are a couple of years old, so they're 20 now. Me and my twin brother still remembered it clearly, and it shakes us every time we speak about it. Makes my hair stand up on the arm. It seems like only the 2 of us remember this. It was the only paranormal experience I've ever had in my life that made me actually believe it and all. Update, so I've just asked my older brother. He says he remembers it clear as day. How could I forget? He said he saw a blue man floating up the road with his arms out in a cloak. Okay. Yay! I took the liberty of reading a small ghost story while you were away, because I have chosen to read SCP-999. So this is a bit long. There's plenty of, what do you call them? Adamantums. I'm probably not going to read. I'm probably just going to read this huge block of, huge for me. I've written a 700-page novel before. I think I can read this. Although they do write in just a little bit grade above what I can read, because I am dumb. Anyways, enough of insulting myself on stream in front of my beloved viewers. Let's just get reading. Item number SCP-999. Object class safe. Specific containment procedure. SCP-999 is allowed to roam freely in the facility, should it desire to. But otherwise, it must stay in its pen, either between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for sleep, or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SCP-999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time, or if they are on break. Subject is to be played with when bored and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. Description: SCP-999 appears to be a large, amorphic, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, 120 pounds. Sorry, I had to cough. 120 pounds, with the consistency similar to that of peanut butter. Subject's size and shape is easily malleable and can change shape at will. Though, when at rest, SCP-999 becomes a round, oblate dome roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SCP-999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing SCP-999 to flatten portions of his body up to 2 centimeters thin. The surface is also hydrophobic, although sorry about that. I had a frog in my throat, kind of. Sorry, still sort of dying over here. Now everyone's gonna think I have a secret voice I'm hiding from all of you. Where the heck was I? The surface is also hydrophobic, although SCP-999 can willfully absorb liquids. See Adamantium SCP-999-A. The rest of SCP-999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, though it's capable of digesting organic material with ease. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, SCP-999 will often react with overwhelming elastation. Close enough. Settling over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods, while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. The surface of SCP-999 emits a pleasant odor that differs to whomever it is interacting with. Record scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, rose, and Play-Doh. Simply touching SCP-999's surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SCP-999, and lasts longer after separation from the creature. Subject's favorite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until they ask to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with the request. Though injuries may occur, SCP-999 has never been found to purposely attempt to harm others. Immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling in a manner similar to a weeping dog, seemingly apologizing for hurting someone on accident. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest for those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SCP-999. The possibilities of manufacturing an antidepressants from SCP-999 slime is being currently discussed. In addition to its playful behavior, SCP-999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking his own life to save others. On one occasion, leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intellect is still up for debate, though its behavior seems infantile. It seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favorite. Its eating methods are similar to that of amoeba. I just want to read this one English. I just want to read this one bit. Reminder to all staff. SCP-999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drink of any kind. Last week, someone gave SCP-999 a can of cola along with its usual Vhek'ith. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the combination made SCP-999 visibly queasy afterwards, and it refused to move or eat for the rest of the day. SCP-999 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. That one better than expected. Dr. Redacted. That was SCP-999. It's a very adorable little fellow. I really hope this fellow's doing well. I'd love to know what's the difference in series, because the series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, not to mention is the Tales. Like if I go to this one, and I go... I see. Okay, so this one's gonna show that. Okay. Okay, that's just organization purposes. Yep. There we go. Man, I am sleepy. I'm so going to sleep after this. Oh, man. Let's have a look at ghost stories. Duck staircase. How long is this? Not that long. Okay. Dark Staircases by Lady Gray 1175. Many paranormal experts will persist. Am I reading that right?
closet.
Oh, heck I'm not. Man, look at me, Master Reader, huh? Many paranormal experts will posit that renovations of... Wow. You're using big words that I'm not capable of reading today. Yeah, renovations, okay. Will posit that renovations of property will either dispel a haunting or could possibly start one. In our case, it did not. It did dispel not one, but two. One of which we were happy to see leave, and the other I sincerely miss. During the ages of 5 years old, when my family purchased a home, and 14 years old, when I moved into another bedroom in the house, I had a nightly visitor I couldn't see. Due to the tiny size of the bedroom in the house, my bedroom was rather crowded with my furniture and toys. You're here just eating dinner. Ooh, lovely. I left very few options when arranging furniture, and as a consequence, the foot of my bed not only faced my bedroom door, but when open, gave me a direct path from the former front door, up the staircase, and right through my bedroom door. It also allowed me to sit in my bed with an unimpeded view of the full staircase and former front door. This is important. My bedtime until I was 16 years old was 8 p.m. Every night at 8:30 p.m. I would lie in bed with my bedroom door closed and listen to the sounds of heavy work boots climbing the stairs. They would stop at the landing outside my bedroom door, and I would sit in bed, nearly hyperventilating, waiting for my bedroom door to open and something unimaginable to be standing there. One night, I had the brilliant idea of leaving my bedroom door open when I went to bed. My morbid imagination told me that once I saw what was coming at me on those stairs, I wouldn't be afraid of it any longer. The problem came when I realized the door may be the only thing keeping it out of my room. But I had to see it. As usual, 8:30 p.m. rolled around, and I sat pinned with my back to the headboard of my bed, staring intensely to the shadows of the stairs. This time, I heard what sounded like the door handle of the former front door jiggle, like someone was unlocking the bolts. There was a soft sound like the door closing behind a person, and then the heavy steps started up the stairs. I sat staring into the shadows, trying desperately to make out a form, knowing I should be able to see a head, shoulders, and so on as the person moved. There was nothing. I counted the footsteps since I knew the number of steps and realized I counted the last 2 steps out loud and thought I was yelling at whatever it was. When the footsteps stopped and I realized I couldn't see anything, I did finally hyperventilate. There was a sparkle of stars at the edge of my visions, and I passed out. Thankfully, I didn't wake up until the next morning. When I did, I realized my bedroom door was closed. I was still shaken from the night before, but also completely confused. Over my brother's cereals, I asked my mom if she had closed my bedroom door when she went to bed last night. She smiled and said no. I must have not remembered closing it myself. Then it finally hit me. Both of my parents were in the living room until at least 10 p.m. or later. The former front door would have been hidden behind the couch where my mom was sitting. Also, my mom and dad slept in the next bedroom to the left of the stairs and they had never heard the footsteps. In all those years, she had no idea what I was talking about. A few years later, the second floor had been completely remodeled. The former front door had been removed, and the outside wall was closed. My brothers shared the bedroom, now a good deal larger than when I occupied it. And a nightly visitor apparently gave up his visits, since my brothers never heard the footsteps. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that one. I messed up a few words there, but you know, what's a reading for me without messing up words? Lag. There's some darn good water. Oh my. Ooh. Sorry about that. So I will read one more story from my book, and then I gotta do sleepy sleeps. Ooh, am I tired? Let's go with, I don't know, How Vampires Are Made. How's that one sound? 3 pages long. Okay, that'd be good. I think this one isn't my favorite, but it's definitely readable. Please tell me you are not, eating with your family with this on, playing out loud. Oh, I'm gonna sound like a silly butt if if people are listening to me thinking I'm dumb. Heck, this is the internet. Everyone's listening to me thinking I'm dumb. What am I talking about? Ba 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 ba. Just finished food in my room. Good, because this one starts with the ancient chant of the Forgotten Ones. How Vampires Are Made, from The Many Gifts of Tih'tulkd by H.J. Bendele. Vhek'ith nith kindint zinkai dihnit dit kan. Vhek'ith, I beg, find my gifts true. Twilight is a lie. Vampires do not sparkle in the sunlight. Their skin burns and peels. Vampires are not immediately romantic or pretty, but disgusting. Your hairs and fingernails fall out, and your skin becomes sickly pale. Everything within you must transition into the new vessel of Vhek'ith. Your human teeth, hair, nails all fall out. The vampire ones grow in. I was an idiot, full of fiction and fantasy. I sought this out. I was a prominent part of my local paranormal hunting group. Where I mainly tracked ghosts. We would go into a home that was haunted. Look around. Find the ghost and do whatever ritual we needed to get rid of the ghost. It was a simple job, and it actually made us enough money to pay for the equipment. I urged my team on in getting bigger gigs, finding more dangerous things. I was, in fact, the one responsible for finding gigs. The others thought we would not be able to kill a pack of vampires or werewolves, and a few even doubted the existence. I wish they didn't exist. To be honest, I didn't actually intend on killing the vampires. I wanted to join them. I didn't want to tell them this. They were good friends. Some of them I knew since we were small children. If I told them, they would definitely wouldn't let me anywhere near a vampire. For fear my plan might work, or I'd just be eaten. One day, while looking for haunted houses nearby, I noticed some interesting things happening near an old abandoned mansion. The local wildlife care and control reported an increased amounts of bats directly around the mansion. Also, passersby noticed all the windows have been blackened and covered. The whole property just felt uncomfortable. Combined with the missing people report, I knew this had to be a vampire. To make sure no one was wondering why I was looking so deep into this one old stone mansion, I dug up a really good hunting. It was a local library owned by someone who strongly believed in spirits and ghosts. The haunting consists of a book that kept falling off the shelf of whatever it was put on, as well as the image of a woman with a bloody neck floating through the shelves. The library turned out to be an elaborate hoax, though, by some local kids. They found an old book that talked about undead things and attached a fishing line to it when no one was looking. I would just pull the book away from out of sight. The fishing line was attached in a way where it could come loose the moment the book was free from the shelf, giving them the ability to hide their deeds. They also got a hold of a projector and shown the image of a bloody neck woman from above. By chance, or the design of some unseen god, the book was really about undead things. It spoke of undead servants, bound ghosts, and vampires. The book's title was Vhek'ith, which was fully alien to me at the time. The contents of the book was in plain English, and it had no marking of being owned by the library. It was haunted. When asking the owner of the library, they said they had no idea where this book came from, and didn't mind if I took it. I spent hours of my free time away from the group, reading this book. It had instructions for rituals to a god it kept talking about, Vhek'ith. It seemed this unknown god was responsible for undead creatures and blood, with all the rituals talking about how to tame or raise undead. as well as how to become a vampire from scratch, and how to get the existing vampire to assist you. Becoming a vampire from scratch involves making unholy blood from some concoction of things that I had no way of getting a hold of, as well as a large collection of gold and gems. A chant was to be said, and if the gold and gems were to be enough, and the blood made unholy enough, then the gold and gems would fade to dust, and the transformation was to begin. This ritual required unholy relics, impossible for me to get to make this unholy blood. But the next ritual seemed much easier. For this one, all you would need to do is find the lair of an already existing vampire, bring the gold and gems needed, and speak the words Vhek'ith zint nith kid dint zin kai nit dit kan. If you are to be accepted by Vhek'ith, then it becomes the vampire's duty to turn you into one. I felt deep within me that I needed to do this, even more now that I had the book. The golds and gems were actually easy to come by. I'd been secretly making copies of keys of every haunted place we investigated. The library had a collection of gold artifacts that kept in glass containers that were not guarded. Getting those things was easy. So easy, I wonder why no one had done it before. Again, this must have been the will of Vhek'ith. I did this. I, healthy of body and mind, did all of this. I stole what was likely hundreds of dollars of real gold and gems, and took said gold and gems to an abandoned stone mansion, where I knew there was an undead, bloodthirsty creature living. I said the chant. It was silent, and in that silence I reflected on my action. And I cried, and thought to myself, maybe if I returned the items, I wouldn't go to jail. I turned to leave, but saw someone standing in my way. They had red hair, black streaks, and wore black and red leather. They appeared to be female and had 4 black horns at the top of their head. They started to speak to me, but what they said I cannot remember, nor much after that. I remember that I was given a goblet of something to drink. The gold and gems begun to turn to dust within seconds, being sucked into spot and space. And then pain. My neck was pierced and there was so much pain. I woke up in the abandoned stone mansion and heard someone calling my name. Someone calling for me. My friends from the paranormal group were looking for me, and they found me. And then I ate them all. Thank you very much for joining me on my spooky evening. It is a little sad to me that I don't have as many viewers as I have for my Minecraft, but hey, I will get there one day. My stories will be heard and appreciated. You said the message I can't quite see on the screen. I'm waiting for a pop-up. 8? More like drank. Really? But you know, 8 kind of works. intended. No. I really should change that to drink, shouldn't I? Oh, hold on. Drink. Oh, and there it goes. I pushed the K key. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Great story. Sometimes I worry you're just saying that. Yeah. You have a lovely evening. Tomorrow's Sunday, which, as you can see from my thing that I totally can't see, I'm doing things on Sunday. I don't know what those things are, because I, as previously mentioned, can't see. But I'll be doing them. I'll definitely be doing them. And, if you attend, I will be seeing you tomorrow morning. If not, I'll be seeing you later. Thank you very much for joining me this spooky evening. You have a lovely night. And I'll bid you adieu. Goodbye.